Thiruvan Saranadielu, friend of Dhamma, welcome to our English Zoom talk. First, we would like to pay our Buddha Father, spiritual Dhamma guidance teacher, and we also like to thank you all for attending this Dhamma Zoom talk. We discuss about Dhamma, are still joining us. The Buddhas preached the Four Noble Truths to make us understand that believing in any of these two Aramunu that we receive from our six senses is called Samudaya. So, supposing we receive an image of a book, and if we believe that in truly six exist outside, it is called Samudaya. This belief that the book truly exists outside means that we are actually tricking ourselves. It is our ignorance, the pure truth, also known as avidya, which make us believe in the outside samudaya. It is only because of your ignorance of the pure part. If there is a samudaya, it means that you have been tricked by ignorance, and that you believe that the book truly exists outside. If you believe in the book, you begin to develop an attachment or dislike to it. It can make you happy or it can make you sad. At this point, you begin begin to create karma for yourself by generating thoughts of love, desire, dvesha, ill will, and moha, delusion. Craving, tanha, or knowing a book can reside. On there is a book outside, you definitely tend to get attached to it, or you would dislike it. If you believe in the book, you see outside, then craving, clinging, birth, old age, death, sorrow, and lamentation will follow. To avoid going to all this suffering, how could you use this thought to realize this truth? Can you use this thought to come out of your suffering? We will take teach you how to do that. You have to see the truth in the thought. You have to observe that there is no book outside. You have to know that outside is only an illusion. The book is seen within the samudaya, which is an illusional mundane world. This mundane world does not exist outside. The book is only a thought, it does not exist outside. And the thought too is a lie. It does not exist anywhere. If you have the wisdom to see all the above qualities in an aramunu or stimuluses, and if you have thoroughly understood and the Dhamma, then you could begin your journey to realize the ultimate truth. Once you develop the Satyajnana, it will lead to Krutyajnana, which in turn will lead to Krityagnana. When you go on the path, you have to develop the Satyajnana. Developing the Satyajnana means you need to realize that you don't exist. You don't exist. You, you need to eliminate your Sakkaya Drishtya. You have to recognize that everything that you experience to feel from our six senses does not belong to anybody. Once you completely attain the realization that there is no you, you automatically move on to develop the Pruthanyana. Pruthanyana means you realize that this illusion is created only by the six senses. And you clearly see the Nimitti Subhave and the six senses. When you have the wisdom on the Pruthanyana, you just don't do anything. The seeing on the illusion automatically happiness. Automatically happiness means you don't think that there is no outside. You already feel that there is no outside. At the stage of Krutajnana, the moment you receive an aramunu from any one of senses, you will immediately be able to realize that the book which you see outside is only thought, that it does not exist outside, and then you let go of that thought. When you let go of one thought, it is similar to letting go on long string of consecutive thoughts that arise in the mind consciousness. To come to this stage of Krutajnani, you should be a Sotapanna. Only a person who has delayed the wisdom of Sotapanna and Anagami could come to point of Krutajnani. If we explain it even further, we could say that only person who has particularly experienced the pure path, a person who has dropped off his concept of self, and the person who is on the path to nirvana can be at the stage of Krutajnana or at the stage of wisdom. At the stage of Krutajnana, you should already have the realization that stimulus aramunu that comes from outside or the book seen outside is only a sanya, a perception that has been introduced to your mind consciousness before. You should also know very well that perception of a book is something that was not introduced to you at this moment. The preparation of a book was something that was introduced to you before. Also, you must have a very clear understanding the respect for the thought that was formed. At this moment, there is no other thought. thought. You always have only one thought, and you should also know that the thought of form only in this moment. You should also have a very clear understanding that there is nothing as the moment entire. And you should have understanding and the wisdom that not even a book exists at this moment. It is an illusion. When you arrive at this point of wisdom, you will awaken to the moment of the pure truth that truly nothing is at all. When you awaken to the moment, you will experience your nothingness, the Shunyatavya. Okay? Like we let's continue our when we can practice in our Dhamma, always we face the very problem. Our Buddhapada spiritual guidance teacher always with the correct path to Nirvana. So, we wait a moment to Arana Sejam Kasi, Tivasaranai.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි. තෙරුවන්
Tivasaranai.
සරණයි. Do you hear me? Menas, how you hear me?
Oh, Arana sir. Okay, we
Thiran
hear.
Sana. Yeah, it's
Terun
okay.
Sana sir, here we are.
Thiran Sana, everybody. Yesterday is, we hear that uh, our Dharma friend explained the uh, another step of dependent origination. This dependent origination is, I think, everything have. So, uh, for Noble Truth also, there. So, uh, this dependent origination is uh, Buddha explained this word. Just never heard before. Dharma is that's first time is Dhamma Chakkapavatana Sutra. Yeah, Tripitaka, how you can search. So uh, Buddha explained that first time Dhamma Chakkapavatana Sutras, five teachers after became a Buddha. Uh, what explained this whole word? This insight meditation. You know, this insight meditation is not a concentration meditation. This insight meditation is the special. So what happened? What happened today? Today, people uh, try to understand what is the real dependent origination. There's a struggling here, the whole world. So some people talking concentration meditation is Buddha's word, but it's not Buddha's word. But people are going that path. They are thinking Buddha done. Yeah, Buddha did it. Uh, before came a Buddha, Siddhartha Tapasa. What is doing? Siddhartha Tapasa uh, and other five teachers also, their concentration meditation is the practically they are going that. They are finding the samadhi, yeah, they have samadhi, but not ending the suffering. So that is why Buddha less that five teachers. That is especially whole world won't realize this. Why we are talking about concentration meditation is not a Buddha's explain. Buddha's Buddha's uh, it is not a Buddha's finding. It is not a Buddha's way. So before came a Buddha, that uh, Siddhartha Tapas also did this, but it not ending the suffering because so okay. That's a samadhi is there. There's a mandate plate. Yeah, they are they are in a samadhi, but not the ending the suffering. That is the case. So Buddha explained the inside meditation. So someone who won't go this path, uh, nibbana path, it's okay. Someone doing first earlier concentration meditation is okay. Some small period is doing is okay. It's not the all of it's not the all of this way. It's not the it's not enough. It's the beginning. It's okay. So because uh, your mind is some coming uh, silence or coming do this way, but inside meditation worth that concentration meditation. Yeah, it's okay, but inside meditation is not a concentration meditation. Inside meditation is understanding what is this, what is the truth here. We don't know the truth. We are in misconception. We are misunderstanding. So we are in the illusion. So how is not the truth? How is happen the nibbana? It's not happening. That is why first you want here in the Dhamma. That's Buddha's advice. First you want here in the Dhamma. Yeah. After you can understand what is the truth here. That's the truth is your mind is the everything. Your mind is the this world is mindful world. How is this happening? You know, there's a radiant mind is the before kindergarten little child haven't that's a little baby don't know anything. So there's the radiant mind. There's no any uh, any defilements because that's radiant mind haven't a prayer. Radiant mind haven't, don't know the anything. That is the pure time. That's a clean. That's a white sheet like that. Crystal clear. Yeah, that's radiant mind is the radiant mind. It's not radiant mind don't know the anything. That's a little child. Everybody beginning. That's the point. So after what happened, radiant mind. After what happened in the garden time is the this world is coming. How is this world is coming? Thus, kindergarten teachers given the pictures eye and given the sound ear. That's that's the sound that forms together. That is the thoughts are creating. That's the thought is the thinking world. Is the thoughtful world. Is the mind world. So this is the truth. So first we someone understood this truth after what happened. So someone don't know this truth is an illusion. There's a defilement is there. But someone understand this defilements are fading. Finally, what happened is the tranquility. That's the important part. So this dependent origination is our senses. Senses are creating. That's the uh, thoughts are is the effort. Is the thoughts is the uh, uh, cause. Others is another step is the your soul is the effort. What is the soul is alive feel. So that is the you feel ego. That's egoistic. Otherwise, it's coming. How is this coming? Is this world is you have world, you have many things, you have defilements. You haven't anything. Where's the defilements? You are suffering. So you understand what is happening here. You understand is the this world is not real. It's a thoughts. It's a thinking world. So after what happened, nothing existed, anything, nothing alive feel is coming. So that is the way. So this is the short form explaining is dependent origination. So that is how is coming your suffering and sadness. This is a style. This is the system. This is the process. Is your mind. Is creation. So that's the final is the suffering is coming. So how is this ending? Ending is you won't understand your mind. So it's okay. Finally, what happened? Finally, everything is clear. Your defilements are fading. Is you are in tranquility, peaceful. That's the nibbana. Somewhere the firing is gone. It's okay, cool. No, your mind is finally coming cool. The peaceful world is the ending. The whole people are in peacefully. So today everywhere the war signal is coming. So Israel and Iran and so so these people going wrong. This world is going wrong. Why is this war? Why is people thinking like this? Is the your mind? Is the everybody's the egoistic, the mind? So that is why they are attacking. So it's not good. So someone understood this Dharma. What is Buddha's explain is every war is gone. Yeah, it's very worth to today also. This mind also not a real. It's not permanent. That is why that's a silly point. It's a silly things. No, someone understood this is a silly things. What is this life? It's not like that. So uh, we invite today also explain this. Another step is okay. Therwan Sarma, my Dhamma friend.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි ආරයන් වහන්ස.
Yeah,
Please accept my humble worship ආරයන් වහන්ස.
yeah.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි everyone. Actually, we are sharing the true Dhamma message we received from our spiritual guidance teacher, Buddhotpado Aryan Vahanse. Just now you listen to our Aryan Vahanse. Actually, whatever the content or the example or the concept, like, vibration, this radiant minds, all that what we are discussing here is really not our wisdom or not our knowledge. All those wisdom came from our Buddhotpado Aryan Vahanse, that is our spiritual guidance teacher. So therefore, if you have any question, the best thing is you need to approach our spiritual guidance teacher. What we try here is actually we are taking a humble effort somehow to deliver that message to you. But what we are discussing here somehow or the other, belongs to actually our Aryan Vahanse, spiritual guidance teacher. But the certain places there can be, because sometimes we may interpret the way we realize, but I think we are trying our level best to, explain the same thing. But I think there can be certain situation our teacher, the spiritual guidance teacher, needs to, improve this content. So whenever, sometimes during my speech, so I request our Buddhotpado Aryan Vahanse to improve then and there. So it will be helpful for everyone. Right. So today also we'll continue the discussion. So I request whole world to research this Dhamma part because this Dhamma is highly practical. That is the difference I see in this Dhamma. That's why I also became a follower in this Dhamma, because I see a reality, oh, this is highly practical. So as Aryan Vahanse just explained, we were also, doing the concentration meditation for some time back. But after we, complete that, we back again have this Raga Dvesha Moha experience. So but this one, of course, we see a greater difference because we can clearly see our moha, our, delusion, that is being gradually reduced, because we know when the moha or the delusion is present, all the problems comes. So that's why I invite everyone to, come and research this, because this is very interesting, and you will definitely benefit out of this. Then anybody who observe this Dhamma will, experience a complete change day by day. So that is the most important. That's why we say this is Sandittika Dhamma. So actually what we are sharing is the experimental experience of our spiritual guidance teacher, Buddhotpado Aryan Vahanse. Right. Now we'll start the same discussion as yesterday. So now we know this mind sensor. Actually, there is nothing called mind sensor. But I thought to, today to touch upon this a bit. But because when we explain, we have to always refer to a thing. Otherwise, we can't explain this Dhamma. So we have been discussing other sensors like, eye sensor, nose sensor. But today, let's look at this mind sensor. Actually, mind sensor is like a stream. So what happens is naturally one after the other thoughts will flow to your mind. So that I think you can experience if you never had experience of a thought. You just, take a moment and maybe 5 minutes, and you just observe your thoughts. Then you will see thoughts are flowing one after the other. Different thoughts are flowing. So it is natural for thoughts to arise from the mind sensor. Yeah, right. So sometimes you will get a thought to go to the garden. So that is the arise of mind consciousness, right? Then what happened? Now your eye consciousness will arise. And mind consciousness will recognize the direction to the garden. Then what happened? Then your body consciousness will arise, and automatically your hands, legs will be moved according to a pattern or a rhythm towards the garden. If you really see that rhythm, that hand and leg movement rhythm, we know that rhythm is not something we do by thinking. I mean, it's happened automatically, isn't it? I mean, you practice and see, because it is we think, no, we work, but actually from the body consciousness, that movement happened towards the end point. Then what happened? Then you are back again, your eye consciousness will arise, and mind consciousness will recognize you are in the garden, because we know eye consciousness cannot recognize the image. So it has a kind of a photo only, no? So then mind consciousness will recognize, okay, now you have arrived the destination point. So now what happened? Now actually I need to discuss a bit more about these thoughts, how the thought flowing happen. So now when you are, now you are in the garden, and now you are looking at the same thing, no? Maybe you are now looking the same garden. So what happens when you are looking at the same thing longer, then you get another thought. Now enough. Go and watch television. Now see, because what happens is your system needs energy, your system need or derives energy from the sense of pleasures, no? So the moment you are seeing the same thing, automatically you get bored, and then another thought come, right? So now you understand, when you are looking at the same thing, your sense of pleasures gradually reduces. Then your system needs more energy, right? Therefore, now a different thought came for you to go and watch television. Then still it will not end. Then after sometimes what happened? Another thought will come to drink maybe a fruit juice. Then another thought will come to read a newspaper. So you will complete that. Then another thought will come to have a bath. Right? Then another thought will come to go and eat something. Right? Then another thought will come, I must stay with my child for a while. So we can understand the thoughts will flow one after the other. Thoughts will flow one after the other, inviting you for sense of pleasures. So the variation of sense of pleasures, you know, this variation, this is the important thing. So this system require a variation of sense of pleasures. The variation of sense of pleasures kind of a fuel energy to your system, because that, as Aryan Mahansi explained, that live feeling, because the sense of pleasure gives you a live feeling. That is the energy. That is actually you, right? Now what happens here is, because now your level of craving for sense of pleasures need to be maintained kind of in the system constantly, no? Craving is like a battery acid for a car battery. So you need to have tanha, craving, no? So that's what form the energy to your body. So what happens? Keep on your system invite you for sense of pleasures. So due to our ignorance, we do not know actually we are satisfying this craving. We are giving battery acid for the car battery. We are trying to maintain the battery acid level. We are not thinking in that way. Instead, we always give a high value. I mean, that happens naturally in the system. A moment you are in avidya, that happens. So we try to give very prominence to satisfy all these. So you never think these thoughts are different, thoughts. Instead, I mean, you take everything as my thought. Naturally, you take everything as my thought. That's why you take everything as I feel, I see, I smell, I touch. So naturally, what will happen? Naturally, your craving keep rises. So the more you crave, what will happen? The more you suffer, right? So now what happens, I will explain you. So somebody can say, no, it is good. I am okay. I will continue to enjoy the life as it is, and I don't want anything else to hear. But look what will happen. Now you live in a happy world, right? You live in a very happy world. And after some times, when you are at the deathbed, now your same mind comes and say, oh, how can I leave this world? I have few more minutes to left. So I can't leave my house, my happy place, my beautiful garden, my children. I can't leave. So what will happen? Your level of vibration at this point would not be peaceful. So it will be unbearably at a high level. And now you can understand at this point, your craving for existence would be very high because you need to stay in this world. You don't want to go. So, actually, as per our spiritual guidance teacher wisdom, Buddhotpado Aryan Vahanse, that this particular part actually, I think Aryan Vahanse will add. Because what Aryan Vahanse explained is, this when somebody dies, right? When somebody dies, the vibration will keep continue. I mean, there will not be lost of the vibration to vibration. So instead, what happens? The body will change. The vibration will keep continue, and the body will change. So I can't explain anything more than that. But we need to, we need to understand the reality. So that's very important, we listen to Dhamma because we never know what's going to happen. So we lost in samsara just because we crave for the existing world. Right, I think let me today also explain you a bit about how the senses works, because we realize there is no way. The only way for us is to understand Dhamma and to get rid of this thought, because entire world you will get or you will experience as a thought. So if we see the reality of a thought, that all these thoughts are just sounds and forms, so then within ourselves we will feel a relief from all these attachment. Therefore, I'll continue my discussion today on explaining senses. So now, if you take your body is like a sensor system. So sensor, eye sensors, in the eye sensitivity we call Chakku Prasada. Then ear sensitivity we call Sota Prasada. And then nose sensitivity we call Grana Prasada. Then tongue sensitivity we call Jivha Prasada. Then body sensitivity we call Kaya Prasada, and the Mano sensor. So Mano sensor now we explain. So once what happen is, once exposed to vibrations, this sensor will continue to spark. Okay, it will continue to spark. So that is the nature of the sensor. You need to understand that is the nature of the sensor, because it will spark. So there is nothing called sensor. Actually, the arising of the sensor is the arising of consciousness at each sensor level. So that also you need to understand. So this is like a producing center, or this is like this sensor is like a factory. So what it produce? It produce seeing, it produce hearing, it produce smell, it produce taste, it produce cold, and it produce warmth. So these are kind of input, no? Input to the input your system. So you may have experience, I think, fingerprint machine. So fingerprint machine, you will put your finger there, but at the at same moment, some scanning image will, occur. No, it is not that outside thing came to, to the system. So the system, that particular computer system, form a kind of fingerprint image. So something like that. What happens here is that the sensor forms, sensor forms these Varana Rupa, Shabda Rupa, we say Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa. So at sensor stage, something is formed. But only thing is, it is just a feeling only. Now, for example, if you eat chili, that hot or that spicy flavor will felt. Then some fragrance, that fragrance will be felt. But the issue is, I mean, this cannot identify whether it is chili or not. So your tongue cannot identify whether it is chili or not. So that is recognized by the mind consciousness. Then at the same time, let's say you get a feeling of a fragrance, then that is the nose sensitivity, rise of the nose sensitivity. So what happens there is, it is just a feeling only. I mean, it will not recognize whether it is jasmine or rose or something else. So the recognition part always happens at the mind consciousness level. Now you need to understand about your factories, so about your production centers. So these production centers you can't control. That's why we say you cannot say it is my production center. You can't say my eye, my nose. Why? Because you can't control. Why we say you can't control? I mean, the moment you open your eyes, you know whether you want to look at those or not. Still, your eye will start. Your sensor will expose to vibration, and then the lightning process will occur at the sensor, and it will form a light. So we say it is Varana Rupa, but it cannot identify what is the shape, or I mean what is these colors. Nothing it can identify what this is. It cannot identify. So other thing is, these sensors has their own limitations. It is not, some outside thing, created. This is sensor create according to its limitations. Why we say like that? Right? Just assume you are going to replace one of your eye with the eye of a bird. Then I will ask you to look at the same world, from one of the eye, then one eye at a time. So then what will happen? So the world created at each sensor would be totally different. Totally different. So some people, they are colorblind. So they cannot see colors. So that means it is not that outside red or blue or green comings to the eye. Right? So what's happened here? It is the light is created in your sensor, and if your sensor doesn't support the creation, you will not have a red world, you will not have a blue world, you will not have a colorful world. So you need to understand the limitation of your sensor. And if you take cow see the world red. Then if you take bird, birds have different views. If you are interested, you can search the internet and see what's the reality. So what all this means? World is created in the sensor. That is salayatana loko refers to that. World is created in the sensor. But you think you look at outside. Actually, world is created in your sensor. It is not the outside world. It is created in the sensor. Right? So actually, we can say the moment you open your eyes, the world created in your sensor, and at a fraction of second, it disappears. It is not the same world you are looking. World created then and there and disappear. Again created, disappear. So you have not seen the same world twice. So understanding this part really helps you. So that's why this is not a belief. So we never say that you see the path we are discussing this. Actually, we are discussing this in Anatma corner. Selflessness angle. This right angle is very important. We never say outside doesn't exist. We never say outside exists. Those are extremes. Actually, we never know whether outside exists or outside doesn't exist. Because what we experience is what is created in the sensor. So this is cause and effect. So when there are causes, this sensor will create the form. And this form will transform, into, that is the vibration. Then this vibration will transform and derive the mind consciousness. So then that mind consciousness is a current. There itself it disappears. So back again the same process happens. So you get a live feeling because this happens. No, I mean, one thing is due to the spark, because spark occur, if you get a one thought, in that single thought, so there are trillion, billions of sparks. So due to that, you don't feel this is not real. But if you get a very slow motion of what is happening, you will see the reality. Right. So, another thing we need to highlight is it is normal. It is normal for the sensor to have feeling. That you can remember our chili example. So when you eat chili, your sensor will feel spicy and hot. So that sensor feeling is a natural process. But your mistake is what? You take that as I feel. That sensor pressure you take as I feel. The moment you get as I feel, then the carving, attachment, all that will occur. So that is Paticcasamuppada. So I'll tell you, this is a very interesting quote. Most of the time we can hear in Buddhotpado Aryan Wahanse's Dhamma speech. That is what Lord Buddha told to Bahir, right? Actually, just by hearing very few lines, Bahir became Arahat. So I'll also tell the same thing to you. What was told. Now, Bahir. Thus, should you train yourself in what is seen, there should be only the seen. In heard, there should be only the heard. In what is sense, sense means smell, taste, or touch. In what is sense, there should be only what is sense. In the cognizing, there should be only the cognizing. So here the here the meaning is, idea is that you normally get an idea, no, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am smelling, I am tasting, I am touching, I am cognizing. All that part is removed. Actually, the concept, the ego, that I-ness, that comes due to your ignorance. Because you take all these, sense feelings as I. You connect, right? So actually there is no Atma. Atma is a belief. So you will realize that if you really see how your mind is formed. So there is no place for Atma. Atma is another thought. So in a moment we'll explain that part also. But before that, I just want to say a few things. And now you see, Bahya became Arahat just by listening to these few words. That means what? One would ask, whether these few lines include all Dhamma for him to become Arahat. One can question. Do you have Patisamuppada, Chaturarya Satya, all these Sutra, Tripitaka, whether all this is included here? If it is not included, how Bahya became Arahat? Actually, everything is included here. Why? Because, we have to remember the depth of the word, the depth of the word, is more than you think. So understanding the depth of that word is your wisdom. So you will find all Dhamma there. But if you just, on the face of it, if you read, you will not find that depth. So therefore, you have to be very careful, no? Especially when you run through the Buddha statement. So the each word will carry more depth, and that depth will find only by the wisdom. Right. So now I will come to my part. So now see, when I'll give you a small example, this lime picker. So when I say lime picker, what happened? Right, I'll tell the word lime pickle. So when I say lime pickle, what happened? Now your Atma or your self is born in the lime pickle. Because why? Now your mind consciousness is what? You see, now your mind consciousness is lime pickle. So when I say ice cream, what happened? Now your self is born in ice cream. Right? When I say lime pickle again, now your mind is lime pickle. When I say ice cream again, now your mind is ice cream. So your mind consciousness means that. Your mind is that. So there is no other self. Yourself, if you think that mind is you, that mind consciousness is you, so you were really born with the lime pickle, and your death was also there, and then back again you born in the ice cream. Now see, so what we are trying to explain here is, whenever object present, when I say object, Arambane, that can be anything. It is a name now you have given to, like pencil or box or father, mother or sun, moon. All are object. It is one Dhamma. All are object. It is you that who has given various, a name for all these. But it is one Dhamma. So what we try to explain here is, whenever object present, your mind become them. that object is your mind. And if you think you are there, then that is you. That object is you. When a book is there, that book is you. So when you look at the table, that table is you. So this is what is happening to us all the time, right? Actually, the belief or Atma or self is another thought. It is another thought. So I'll explain that. So now we know when we look at a particular thing, particular object, maybe a book, so arising of the mind consciousness is one type of a vibration, one type of a transform vibration, a thought, right? So what happened? Which recognize outside book, let's say book as real. It will recognize whatever the object as real. Then what happened? Then the same moment, another vibration is formed. That means another different thought is formed saying, I see the book. Then another one saying, it is my book. So all these are different thoughts, different vibration. This is what is happening. So your I means what you are thinking. So you see a object and from another thought you are thinking, I see the book. Then from another thought you are thinking, it is my book. This is what's happening to you. So you will not find another I. This I is an illusion. So we need to understand our body is like a circuit, right? And it sparks all the time. It sparks. You can't control that happening because automatically this human body is exposed to vibration mechanism. So it generates thoughts. Therefore, thoughts also you can't control because automatically thought is a spark. So that also naturally form in the same circuit system. But that thought dies there itself. But we think there is I-ness. That wrong view, I think, may be introduced to us. Maybe the first day we stand in front of the mirror, yesterday also I told, so I-ness was introduced to the system. So we live with that wrong view. But we need to understand all thoughts, whatever the thoughts, it can be anything. All thoughts have no meaning. They are just sounds and forms generated through a vibration system. So we continue to suffer. Why then? Why we suffer? We continue to suffer believing I-ness is present in our system. So unnecessarily we tied up I to this natural thought process. So this wrong view is called Sakkaya Ditti, or we say Atma Drushtiya. Actually, I'll tell you again, you have to study this in, right angle. That this is Anatma doctrine we are discussing. So when you formulate your thinking pattern or the thought process to study this, never believe. I mean, don't try to just we say, oh, I mean, don't believe that there is no self. That should not happen. This is not that kind of a Dhamma. What you need to understand is, okay, this is the world creates then and there. The world creates then and there. So then you realize it is the mental world. So that is the mind consciousness, that is sounds and forms. So it will derive some feelings, then that is what actually your feeling is. But there is no I here. That if you think that is I-ness is present, that means it is also another thought. So back again, any thought have no value, no? All the thoughts are sound and forms. Even how many, 100 thought comes as I or my, that itself forms to the same bucket, no? All are sound and forms, so no value. So therefore, you have to look at this in the right angle, then you will identify, oh, this is the scientific process which is going, which is happening, and therefore, there is nothing called self. Okay, that's how you need to, come to the conclusion. It is not a belief. This Dhamma is not anyway on a belief. So you need to get a kind of a wisdom to, then you will get Dhamma Chakshusaya. That is, you will able to see through the illusion. And you will realize, okay, this is what it is. Because you feel, you know the reality, what is happening. So that's it. This is understanding, right? So let me explain furthermore. So we'll now try to see what will happen. We'll take an example and try to understand what will happen when you look at a book. So the moment you open your eyes, what will happen to you? So there will be a continuous vibration process take place. So at a very high speed, form of a photo or image created due to this vibration at your eye sensor level. So now back again, you need to now remember there is no actual photo here. So it is due to the speed of vibration, kind of a form created at sensor level. So that continuous spark, deliver the image. It is like lighting at the sensor level. So kind of continuous lighting at your sensor level. Just imagine there are series of lights on and off, on and off, on and off continuously. Then what you get? So this is what is happening. So the light is created in the sensor. Then due to the speed of occurrence of the lighting process, a form is created in your sensor. Actually, this form means what? It's not any material thing. It is Shuddhastaka, you know. So it's a reflection of energy movement, some different forms of vibration. There is no real form. So you need nothing material. So you need to understand. So it is important for us to note, it is not that outside light coming to your eye. No. Actually, what is happening is due to vibration, light is created in the sensor itself. In Dhamma, we say rise of Chakku Vinyane, because that is the consciousness or the live feel that something, is there, kind of a thing. So that's awareness only. That Chakku Vinyana cannot recognize image. So you can't stop this process. The problem is you can't stop. So sensor will activate and do the job when your eyes are open. But all these are different vibration. Nobody is doing this, right? So then we need to question ourselves. Then how do we identify the book? If the Chakku Vinyane or at your eye level, if that cannot be recognized, then how are we to recognize this book? So what happens is when you were small, right, childhood, kindergarten, so you had no previous experience of red, blue, green, yellow, sun, moon, book. No, you didn't know. So your mother would have shown you them and told you the names, right? So when you see the book, what will happen? Vibration will take place at your eye sensor level. Then when you touch the book, yeah, vibration occur at the body level. Now, if it is a new book, you sense the smell also, no? So then vibration occur at the nose level. So now mother gives a sound, no? Book. So your eye sensor level, there is another vibration take place. So without your knowledge, another magic is happening. That is a transform of a vibration. What is that? So new vibration will be taking place at a high speed. This is happening. We are explaining the slow version. I mean slow movement, right? So new vibration is slow motion. So new vibration is taking place, coming the previous vibration. So kind of a transformation of vibration occur. So it is a spark. It is a current. So this new vibration created in the system called the rising of the mind consciousness. So this is what you need to understand. This is mind. So there is no other Atma or self. This is how the mind is formed. Actually, when you were born, you didn't know what a book was. Book was formed in your system when a color stimulus and a sound stimulus comes together in your mind consciousness. So a color stimulus and a sound stimulus are two different spark, two different waves. So those seeing and hearing, those are the two waves. So these two waves comes together at a high speed and we recognize it as a book in our mind consciousness. So then what will happen when you see the same book again? So when you see the book again, what will happen? Vibration now. Let's say today you see the same book or whatever book, then what will happen? Vibration take place at your ear level. That is the arising of Chakku Vijnana. And so then quickly some awareness will arise. We know Chakku Vijnana cannot identify image. It is also a kind of a vibration. Now in your system, this new vibration will match with the original previous vibration occurred in your system. This is called the telepathy system. So due to the telepathy system, new vibration occurred in your system will be all the time. This is happening to you. Will be matched to the previous vibration occurred in your system and kind of an interpretation come. This is what this is. Like a printout coming from the printer, that interpretation come. So you think it is a past memory. No, there is no place for the mind. There is nothing called past memory. This is actually telepathy system. Even though you think now you have some understanding, no, you live in a mental world that is sounds and forms. What happened is this world, these sounds and forms also a name given. No, what happens is there are exists in various ways due to these sensor activities. Various vibration will be occurred to your system. Let's say that mental system. So then your mind will form different sparks or another transform vibration from those existing vibration in the system. So actually UA means what? UA means a vibration zone, isn't it? There is nothing else. So it is a vibration zone. So this is actually what's happening in us. This is a science. So this science we need to understand. This is a process. This is a system. So there is nobody is doing this. This is just happening. And our life also continue because this due to this vibration, even though you die, your vibration will continue. So only your body will change. That's the knowledge I got from Buddhotpado Aryan Hanse. I think that's enough for the today discussion. May I invite our Buddhotpado Aryan Hanse, Teruvan Saranai Aryan Hanse.
Therwan Saranai. Therwan Saranai. Do you hear me?
Yes, Aryan Hanse, I hear. Aryan
Yeah, it's
Hanse,
okay. Today
that
I think,
telepathy.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah, I'm in
Okay.
outside. It's okay.
Okay. Okay, Aryan
You
Hanse.
complete today's
Okay.
discussion. It's okay.
Okay.
Therwan Saranai, everybody. Therwan Saranai and today's Dhamma friend also. Tomorrow we can again join this Dhamma explain Dhamma discussions. It's okay, everybody. Therwan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai Aryan Hanse.
Sarana